Right. So, driving home today and had some random thoughts. And so I'm here in my home office and just wanted to say a few things on my thoughts on a lot of vegan propaganda that I've been seeing online lately. And I just want to be clear that I don't have any issues with somebody wanting to eat a vegan way or a plant-based way. I encourage everybody to eat more plants and to eat more natural foods whenever they can. But what I do have a problem with is other people telling me or others what to do and what is healthiest for our bodies when they don't know situations or circumstances, and when actually we are all very, very different. And so, again, no issues. Let's be clear. So if anybody, wants to attack or whatever down below in the comments, I don't have an issue with eating vegan or plant-based. I was eating a plant-based diet for 27 years. I was a vegetarian, and for a good part of that, I was vegan as well. And so I've been on both sides, and I know exactly what both entails. So there are lots of things going around right now about veganism on social media, and it's kind of starting to annoy me a little bit because there's a lot of it's very black and white with the thinking. You're either a vegan or you're not. And actually, things when it comes to health and nutrition are a little bit more in the gray zone. And this way that the messaging is being put out there, the way it's being put out there is that the vegan diet is the healthiest diet on the planet. And if you're not vegan, well, then, you've got some risks there. And to me, that's fear-based, okay? That makes people think that if they're not vegan or plant-based, their diet is just not healthy enough. They're not doing enough. Okay, they're not doing enough for the environment. They're not doing enough for the animals. They're not doing enough for their own health, and that just makes people feel a bit shit. Pardon my language. So I have issue with that, and it goes for any diet, really, any way of eating that where it's my way or the highway. And so just wanted to clear up a few things. Okay, so firstly, when I say when you see plant-based out there these days, generally that means now vegetarian or vegan. Okay, so we'll just stick with the word vegan. It's easy, people know what it means. And so vegan diets, they can be super duper healthy, right? Okay, they are often very healthy for people. People who go vegan and have more fresh vegetables and whole foods, of course they can feel really great. Okay, the thing is that a diet that includes animal products, meat, whatever, can also be super duper healthy. Okay, think Mediterranean diets, think of the blue zones. They all eat some sort of meat or fish or something, except for the Seventh-day Adventists, which is one of the blue zones. There's many. And, I'm sorry, but even gorillas eat insects, okay? So they are getting a little bit. Sometimes the thing with vegan diets, too, is that, or vegetarian even, that they can work for a long time, but sometimes they end up having some effects on our health down the road, which was the case for me. And if anybody wants to ask me questions about that, go for it. So I came to a point where I realized that a plant-based diet, I shouldn't say plant-based diet because I eat lots and lots of plants, a vegetarian vegan diet wasn't the best thing for my health. And that's because we're all different, all right? So if you are going vegan too, you need to be careful to have B12 and make sure that you're getting enough iron and protein and these sorts of things. And so all I say is just talk to a dietitian or a nutritionist if you're going to go down that route, okay? What I have issue is with people saying, this is the way, this is the healthiest diet, this is my way or the highway, just because it's working for you. okay? And especially if you don't have training in nutrition, you've just experimented and you feel amazing, so you're telling the world about it. Again, I'm all for people eating more whole foods. My cats are going crazy. Eating more whole foods and, you know, getting and more plants. I mean, I'm all for that. The other guilt-inducing message that is quite rampant out there in the vegan world is that the vegan diet is also the best diet for the environment. Okay, and if you're not vegan, then you're not doing enough for the environment. Okay, and there's all sorts of reasons why this is being said. And yes, again, a vegan diet can be great for the environment. It can have less of a carbon footprint, but it depends on the farming practices involved. Monoculture is never going to be sustainable for the environment, okay? Also, you know, a diet that includes animal products, believe it or not, can also be really great for the environment. Again, it all boils down to the practices involved. Have a Google of regenerative agriculture. Take a look at Bostock's organic chicken farm, okay? These two things these are farming practices that are beautifully sustainable, much like our ancestors would have raised cattle. Monoculture is the extreme of a plant-based diet. Massive acres, miles and miles of soy and corn. But on the animal side, factory farming is not cool either. All right, so both can have their pros and cons. It's not black and white. It's not one or the other. So, you know, please be careful of your messaging when we're saying that a plant-based or a vegan diet is the be-all and end-all, okay? If it makes you feel great and you love it, do it. I mean, that's awesome. That's what this is all about. Do what works for you and know that we are all different, okay? We're all going to feel good eating different things. So we just don't want to scare people. That's what I'm here for. I want less fear when it comes to eating. And a lot of this messaging out there is making people fearful that their diet, which may include some animal products, isn't good enough, okay? So bottom line, vegan diets can be great for you and the planet. Diets that contain meat can also be great for you and the planet. They can also both be the opposite. They can also be really unethical and horrible too, both of them. All right? So ultimately, do what works for you. Let others do the same. And please, 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 always, always, always be kind to each other, compassionate with each other, listen to each other, understand each other. All right? So I hope these weren't just totally blah, 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 random musings. I hope I've made some sense. And I hope everybody has an awesome weekend.